Hi Vogue, I'm Jerry Halliwell Horner and this is my life in looks. This dress is probably the most poignant reminder of follow your gut instinct. We're going to do the Brits. It's 1997 and we're going to be performing in front of everyone. And I always think fashion is a language. It's the only time you have control. I have control. I remember thinking, okay, maybe I could just put a flag, a British flag of us coming together. And at the time, the stylist said to me, I don't think you should wear that. I got a tea towel, a very inexpensive tea towel. It was probably about £5. I said, let's place it on this Gucci dress. So it's very symmetrical. The Gucci dress does the inner work and is going to hold me in. But the tea towel, the British tea towel, is going to be on the top of it. Those boots that I'm wearing, I thought, I want to match. I got a can of car spray and sprayed them. And so they were slightly chipping a little bit. But that is basically the outfit. Let's turn the page. So this is 1997. MTV and Music Awards. So I've already made that big splash with the Union Jack. I'm thinking, yeah, I've done that. And then we're on our way to America. And I call it the Elton John effect, Rocket Man, where you're really trying to outdo yourself. And America told me you're allowed to think big. And that's not British. We're very, we're funny and we have good humor, but we're modest. But America is like, okay, this is your time. Go for it. Follow your dreams. This is quite a special moment. Dun, dun, dun. Vogue. Imagine if I told, you as a little girl, you're going to get to do the front cover of American Vogue. You'd be like, oh, no way. It was very flamboyant and very easy, actually, and very relaxed. That dress, I believe, is a Gucci dress that I'm wearing, and I've still got it. And that's where I've learned to value good clothing, good fashion is timeless. The actual fashion sometimes shouldn't steal the thunder. It shouldn't be the leading lady. Don't let the clothes wear you. This cover was about unity. That's what's on this page. Okay, you ready? Okay, so this is interesting. I always loved 90s fashion. The pearls, I was doing Vivienne Westwood, Sarah Stockbridge in my own way, and that basque. And it comes back to my motto, even Watford girls wear pearls. It doesn't matter where you're from, you're allowed to celebrate, who you are and feel that sort of, that power. It's really a Elizabethan look, which I always love, the Tudorism, the basque. That powdered white, the bright red lips, pearls. It's classic, it's timeless. I'm always looking for inspiration. I'm like a magpie. So when I have seen other people, dress similar to any of us, I think, oh, that's so nice. It's so flattering, that you feel connected and you feel inspired. That's the whole point. When I left the Spice Girls, at the time, bearing in mind, I'm only like mid-20s, and I don't have the skill sets to communicate. It just wasn't, I didn't like confrontation. It was like a divorce. And what happens when we get divorced, ladies? Some of us cut our hair, some of us sell everything. And I thought, right, I'm going to sell everything, but I want to do some good at the same time. I got all my clothes, including the Union Jack dress, and I did a charity auction and we sold it, which was great for the charity. So I was rather pleased about it. Okay. So I'd left the Spice Girls and now I'm going to sing happy birthday to His Royal Highness, the Prince at the time, now the King. He's 50. And I thought, okay, I'm going to sing happy birthday. Underneath this dress, I am wearing Vivienne Westwood, the highest shoes. The ones, do you remember when Naomi Campbell fell over? I am wearing those shoes really high to give me that lift for that big dress. Do you know what the funny thing is? I learned to walk in them. I learned to love them. Yeah, I was grateful to them. I suddenly was like, elevation. Let's go. This is 2000, January, and an award ceremony. And I think, oh, what am I going to wear? And I happened to be in Milan, right? And I was walking down the street and I saw Versace, and literally there was like this golden light over this mannequin with this dress on it. Previously worn by Amber Valletta. She's a supermodel. So here comes Miss 5'2", right, with her big shoes on and some sellotape, okay, wearing this dress. And then J-Lo wore it after me, and she looked, I have to say, J-Lo, you nailed it. Rather nice. Okay, this is really important and lovely. George Michael. When I left the Spice Girls, it was like shedding a skin. And I went and lived with George Michael. I was like his, do you remember Will and Grace? It was like that. He bought me this Armani jacket because that was like really my coming out, being smarter, upping my game, growing up. And I was kind of like in between. And so he was really helping me sort of restyle. He bought me this dress that I'm wearing here. That is a Hervé Leger dress, and it was at an auction. I've still got that dress, and I still wear that dress. And George was absolutely instrumental for me. He really sort of took me under his wing. I would play him my music, and he'd give me very honest feedback. I'm so grateful to him. He was a very instrumental, key figure in my life at that time. This next picture is from the video of It's Raining Men. It was actually Robbie Williams who encouraged me to do it. He said, Jerry, you're from Watford, do it. But then, so I always love coming up with the concepts for the video. And so it was really last minute. And then I thought of the movie Flashdance and Fame. Sometimes you need a bit of a nudge. So it was good. I did it. I'm pleased. The next one, I think I got more kudos than anything I've ever done. Sex and the City. I had to audition for the role, even though it was little, because I studied acting when I was younger. And it was called Phoebe Kittenworth, and it was a scene with Samantha. This is when Sex and the City was in its heyday. I got more compliments than anything I ever done. All my girlfriends were like, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing this. It was styled by Patricia Field, and she said, can you wear this? And I was like, what? It's a bikini top? I was like, oh my God. She just handed me the bikini and the little skirt, and I went, okay. I felt like it would be rude not to put it on or to say, I'm not sure if I want to wear a bikini top. But I have to say, it was an amazing experience. And Kim Cattrall, she's a legend. Amazing. So this is interesting. 2012 Olympics, London. I would say this was one of the most electrifying moments for the Spice Girls, and I can't remember how many billion watched this moment, and I could feel my nerves trembling. And so I wanted to celebrate the ginger, but I'd moved on a little bit. This was very structured, and then we put the Union Jack just at the back as a homage, basically to say hello to the ginger, to the past. Because we were on top of a cab, I was like, do you know what? And it was going so fast, I went, I'm wearing more flats, thank you very much. There's a slight heel, little cowboy boot going on. That was it. That was all I was willing to go. That was a wonderful moment, really good. I felt very proud. The world had come together for that moment. So this is Monaco Grand Prix 2023. And I'm here with my husband, Christian Horner, and they'd just won. And after, if you win, you always have to go to the Crown Prince's palace for a dinner. This is a new stage in my life where it's like, just want to keep things a little bit simple, a bit more demure. I don't need to over promote my body. Sometimes less is more. I've discovered there's power in that. I was wearing very high heels though, very Yves Saint Laurent. I've always been a fan of F1. My father was a second-hand car dealer. He took me to races and auctions when I was a little girl. The first time I ever got any form of, good salary, I bought an MGB Roadster, 1965. And I'd been going to F1 races, and I actually met my husband in Monaco on the grid. For the last few years, I've worn white a lot. At a time in my life where I just wanted simplicity, elegance, but I also wanted practicality. I think the best pleasure I get from clothes is when I can put something on now that I used to wear, or if someone I love is wearing it. One more thing. Love. Jerry.